In this video, let's talk about Teradek's Camera to Cloud updates.
All right, real quick, you're watching Video Brand. Special thanks to our sponsors for making this NAB coverage possible. Massive, Metricool, Adspective, Vestigit, and OpenReel. All right, back to the video. All right, what's up? I'm here with Colin from Teradek, and we're gonna talk about some Camera to Cloud, some new updates and some new solutions.
Yeah, so last year we talked about camera to cloud from one camera, and what we really want to talk about now is how do you get multiple cameras and how do you complete the chain, because there's so many cloud companies right now, but that's sort of the end of the chain, right? How do you actually get your footage from the camera to the cloud? And so that's what we do at Teradek, is completing that whole link to whatever cloud that you choose. You need to get your footage there, right? So we offer an encoder, the Serv 4K or Serv Micro, that is going to connect to your camera, pull metadata from your camera, and it's specific metadata that we've worked with all the major camera manufacturers, although there's a few that we need to speak to, and we need to pull in specific metadata, file name, timecode, color pipe information is really important. In the future, I hope that we'll expand to even other kind of things like roll and tilt and other metadata that we can pull out and then we can send up to the cloud. But right now, file name, timecode are really most important because you can then relink to the camera negative. So we have the encoder that's doing the encode or the live stream, and then we have what's new this year is our Link AX. So the Link AX is a Wi-Fi 6 router, essentially the same as any other kind of router you could get, but we've made this router more ruggedized, ready for production. So it has gold mount or V-mount battery plates, it has quarter 20 and 3/8 mounting points, it's a rugged, aluminum design, so it's, if you drop it, it's going to stand the test of production, right? So that's going to allow you to pull all of your cameras into one router. And so the first thing you can do is connect to a local network, or it is the local network. So you can connect iPads or iPhones to that network. You can connect up to 20. So maybe it's a hair and makeup or a local producer.
To have, like,
they can watch
around.
monitoring, yeah. And so they can watch from one network. They can see all the different cameras that are on set.
Okay.
The other thing you can do, which is important now to go to the cloud, is you can connect our Node, either LTE or Node 5G, which the 5G is brand new.
Is this like a separate 5G device?
Yes. So
this is the router, and then
this is the router, and this is the cellular modem.
Okay.
Which connects just over USB, so it's easy to plug in. And then also, what's really cool and brand new is we have something called Teradek Data, which is cellular data. So we've worked with, in the United States anyhow, we worked with Verizon and AT&T and other providers, so that when you're on location, depending on where you are, certain providers may be have better service, right? So our service will automatically switch to whatever service is best in that area. We provide that as you can pay per gigabyte or pay monthly, and you can use our service. You can also just put in a SIM card, and you can use whatever service you already have. So that works too, but it's nice to have that ability to kind of jump between providers based on where you are.
So it'll automatically figure out who's the best carriers in that area.
Yeah, and you can specify that, or it'll automatically figure that out. So that's kind of the main complete ecosystem of encoder, router, and self-service, which has been missing to get your content to the cloud. And so that's one solution that works for all sort of components of actually getting your camera to the cloud. And then we have our own cloud platform called Core, which is really live focused. So you can send a remote producer or executive, they can see live feeds of, A, B, C camera, maybe a witness camera if that's something, you have, and they can manage all of those streams and then share them out to those remote producers. So maybe the DIT or maybe the studio is managing all those feeds, and then they're sharing them with the producer, that the producer has to do is download an app, and they can watch all those feeds once all together, and they can communicate with other producers. So they have voice and text chat, so they can communicate. So that's our platform, but we also, all of our hardware will integrate with a variety of other cloud platforms. So that's where Frame.io or Pix or Sony C, or we have some more that we're going to announce later this year. So we have some clients where Like, for example, Frame.io only has recordings. They don't have live feeds. So some clients will use Frame.io to send to their editor those proxies so they can start editing right away, but the producers want to see a live feed so they can actually feel like they're on set, they're actually working, either communicating or just watching content and just being able to see what's happening on set. And so you can utilize Core and simultaneously do the live stream and do the recordings.
Kind of like a hub, you can send your signals there and then you can send it out to
exactly.
other
So it's
services.
just flexibility to whatever your production needs.
Cool. Got a question. So if you, what if you had already had a router? Could you add the data to another router, or does it only work with the Teradek router?
Right now, it's only working with
The link?
our node. The link is basically just a Wi-Fi router. So if you had another router, you could continue using that. So right now, it is only working with our hardware, but I have to see if in the future we might.
Yeah, I'm curious. Someone have the
more
router ready
options.
because the data sounds
node,
really cool.
the node is available today. We have an LTE version that's a little cheaper, and then we have the 5G version. The Link AX is hopefully be available this summer timeframe.
Okay. Do you know pricing?
Yeah, so the Link AX will be $1,000, and then if you want to add a gold mount or V mount battery plate is an extra $100. The 5G, I'll have to check. Again, that's brand new. The LTE version is $500 for that.
And then do you know
cellular
the
modem.
data? Because that was either per gig or monthly?
Then separately is our service called Teradek Data, and that's either per gig or it's a little cheaper if you buy it for the month. So you can
is the
do
month
that.
Unlimited, or is it capped at?
It is. It does have like a minimum number, but if you go over, then you can just pay for those overage. Yeah. So there's no cap, but you have to pay depending on what you're using.
Do you see like a middle ground too? Because it's been interesting talking to some other kind of workflows of camera to cloud and the idea, and it's like, oh, it's a proxy, but now it's like some of the encoders are getting like so fast and so good that the proxy is like not so much a proxy anymore, but usable enough to
that's a great
go
question.
to web or something.
Yeah, so the Serv 4K can go up to 85 megabits per second. That would be an option if that is, it's HEVC or AVC, but then we have a lot of clients that use that as their hero negative, and they don't go back to the camera. They just go ahead, it's up in the cloud, they can edit, and then they're done, and they're exporting that out.
So up, already streamed. And
so
don't
totally
have to deal with it
dependent on what your needs might be.
Cool. Do you see a future where the Serv 4K has the data integrated, like a 5G or LTE sort of? So if you're more
actually
like in our use case here, we're a little
so
bit
we
running
actually
gun.
have something called a Prism mobile.
There you go. Okay.
And so the Prism is the encoder, but it actually has 2 cellular modems built in. There's 4 SIM card slots, so you can toggle between which one you want to use, but it's 2 cellular modems. And so this is only a single input, so it'd be like for one camera, but if you're out and about just looking for one single solution, this can kind of do everything for you.
Cool. So that you're streaming, you cellular network, record, proxy,
all in one device.
Okay. Does this is this bring your own SIM card, or does it integrate with the new Teradek data?
It can. Basically, right now, the Teradek data is just a SIM card, so you would get that from us. You contact us, we can set you up, and then we give you a SIM card. So then you just put in that SIM card, and you're good to go.
Yeah. Cool. Well, a lot of exciting updates.
Yeah. It's been busy this year. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks. All right. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check all of our NAB videos over here in our NAB playlist, and be sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode.